Hi, I'm Andrea Giotis, and this is my presentation on knowledge translation and transformation, where the digital issues identified within PERH will be presented. The Parramatta Engineering Innovation Hub, located in the heart of Parramatta, suffers from many digital design problems identified by many users of the building, in which the main issue of Wi-Fi accessibility and speed is being addressed. More digital problems within the campus explored includes the poor locker systems as well as utilizing Zoom as a replacement for the face-to-face lectures. The main research question was how extensive and severe is the impact of poor Wi-Fi connections throughout the building towards all users of the PERH. This digital issue was identified to be the most critical and impactful towards the users of the campus. Poor digitalization within PERH is highlighted through the slow speeds of the Wi-Fi, the poor locker design, alongside the using Zoom as an alternative for face-to-face lectures. These issues were unpacked through multiple methods including frame creation, rapid contextual design, and mirror mappings, in which they aided in finding deeper problems and creating a sense of analysis. These methods were effective in developing the face-level problems into real problems truly impacting the users of the campus. The problem was made evident through the running of an internet speed test at multiple locations within PERH. The problem of Wi-Fi is evident through the results in which most areas were slow and some were okay. The amount of students sitting in one level compared to ground level as the connection is poor was another piece of evidence for this issue. Frame creation was a tool that helped me to dig deeper into the Wi-Fi issue at the campus. This was completed through identifying the apparent problem, which was the slow Wi-Fi, followed by a paradox confirming the issue, identifying all users such as staff and students and the impact towards them, finding possible solutions like Wi-Fi boosters and routers, and finally integration into future design or problem solving. Rapid contextual design, also known as focus groups, are small discussion type meetings with around 5 people and are done to see the impacts and the severity of the issues on the users. I ran one to direct me to which is the most impactful digital issue in the campus. My case studies Wi-Fi, lockers and Zoom were discussed as multiple questions were asked and solutions to each case studies were made. This method provided great insight into user perspective and how different personas utilize digital platforms differently. The 9 Miro mappings were utilized as a tool to complete brainstorming, journey maps, affinity maps, user personas, taxonomy, concept models, and foresights. These maps develop the issues and also find the different personas. The 5W strategy was completed as a map to find essential details regarding the Wi-Fi issues. These being who is affected, what are possible solutions, when does it occur, where does it occur, and why does it happen. Completing this granted a better understanding on the case study within the campus. The internet speed test was completed in different locations throughout the campus. Test 1 was ground floor near the amphitheater, Test 2 was the level 2 hallway, Test 3 was an empty studio room, Test 4 was in the same studio room but during peak usage with many users accessing Wi-Fi. In the focus group, findings from the slow Wi-Fi included submission issues, in which it impacts students' levels of study or efficient learning during their time at PERH. The poor Wi-Fi speed causes mental distress when work or assignments cannot be accessed during their time on campus. Another finding was that all personas, both architecture and industrial design students, use the Wi-Fi as much as each other, as their coursework is all online. Wi-Fi issues names was dead spots throughout the campus and slowness during peak times such as online lectures. Temporary solutions the student's name was utilizing hotspot to subsidize and moving location to find better connection. Permanent solutions named were utilizing additional routers and Wi-Fi boosters to improve overall connectivity throughout the campus. These Wi-Fi solutions would promote students to stay after class and lectures to do extra study with peers or to hang out, ultimately highlighting and creating a sticky campus. During the session, Zoom replacing face-to-face lectures was also discussed. Students mentioned that the Zooms were attended between 2 to 3 times per week. Many distractions were mentioned such as being less attentive, less concentration, and more distractions such as phone use. Students also mentioned that face-to-face lectures were more engaging and they learned more from them due to less distraction. Some solutions mentioned were requiring face cam on Zoom or using the amphitheater for lectures. A final case study discussed was the use of the lockers and its security system. Both personas answered differently to some questions, in which the industrial design students had never used the lockers where the architecture students have used them a limited amount of times. Main issues mentioned was the 24-hour limit, as classes do not run every day and materials get locked. Solutions included creating a physical locker with a key or combination, and also pushing the 24-hour limit to 3 days. The main differences between the two personas identified within the focus group was the use of physical lockers on campus, where the architecture students have used them but the industrial design students have not. Another difference was the reliance on the computer programs was larger for the industrial design students, as the architecture students used pencil and paper here for the first term. Completing this analysis and knowledge translation unpacked further impacts on students that the Wi-Fi speed had caused, such as mental health impacts and anxiety and high levels of stress. The digital issues impact all stakeholders differently, as varying users require the Wi-Fi for different purposes. The digital issue experience on the campus turns staff and students away from the sticky campus idea, in which users tend to leave after class or when the lectures end. Practical applications would include the addition of new routers and Wi-Fi boosters throughout the campus to reduce the slowness of the Wi-Fi and dead spots. This would solve the current issue of slow Wi-Fi connection, as students can use it anywhere in the campus without interruption. A theoretical application is the theory of digitalization within educational institutions such as universities, and that the future designers must design around advancements of technology. An application can be the redesign or rebuild of the amphitheater to replace the Zoom lectures, but also reduce the amount of students on the Wi-Fi simultaneously. Future research should put forward digitalization within a campus, as the modern world is switching from an analog system into a digital, in which the educational field is severely impacted. The digitalization of educational institutions must be efficient and effective to guarantee the best performance with no technological or digital delays for the students. Thank you for your time.